So before we get into talking about global pharmacy data-driven approaches, I just wanted to share a little bit of my background. So I've been with Inventive Health for about 2.5 years now, and as Elizabeth mentioned, I work within Inventive's clinical trial recruitment solutions business, where I have responsibility for product management and marketing functions. Previous to joining Inventive Health, I spent about 10 years at IMS Health in their LifeLink business line, where a lot of what I did was focused on development of multiple patient-level data assets and their commercialization globally. And previous to IMS, I spent time as a brand leader in a couple of different pharmaceutical companies, as well as a bench scientist, which seems like at this point a former life. So why don't we get started? So just a little bit about Inventive Clinical Trial Recruitment Solutions before we get into our pharmacy-centric approach. So our business, which we refer to as well as ICTRS, is really focused on challenging industry thinking about accelerating clinical trials. So we, with all of the vast capabilities that we have, where global pharmacy is certainly a core capability, we are really seeking to redefine feasibility and patient recruitment, retention, engagement to get products to market faster. So that's really the vision and goal and overarching objective for our business. A lot of that is done through the development and securing of patient insights, where I think pharmacy certainly plays a critical role. And that's really the linkage between what's traditionally been two separate functions, largely within the industry, that being feasibility and clinical informatics and patient recruitment. Now I just wanted to present a few stats, and I know most of these won't be new news for most of the folks in the audience, but they really help to underscore where there is opportunity for improvement in this space. So the first one there, 30%, so it's reported that 30% of time within a clinical trial is dedicated to patient recruitment and enrollment activities, making it the most time-intensive activity. So obviously a critical path item for the overall clinical trial timeline, and something that our business has a significant emphasis on solving. More than half of sites in a given trial either under-enroll or fail to enroll a single patient. So we know that there's a bit of a productivity challenge, if you will, at the site level, which we are also seeking to solve. And I think where a lot of these delays and inefficiencies ultimately materialize is in that per day cost to the sponsor for each day a phase 3 trial needs to be still open and up and running. Now, one of the stats that I think is of interest as well in this space really relates to what we describe as the opportunity cost. So each day that a compound is delayed in getting to the marketplace has an opportunity cost of between $600,000 and $8 million per day. So we really, again, focused a lot of our activities and a lot of our capabilities to really help solve some of these issues so that sponsors can get their compounds to market faster. So as we move into talking specifically about pharmacy, I just want folks to think a little bit about some of the what-ifs here. So what if there was a global data source that captured patient demographics and actual treatment history for hundreds of millions of patients? And this source could be used for trial analytics to show the relative implications of protocol criteria on the number of patients eligible to participate in a trial? And what if communications could then be sent directly to those patients who meet the criteria in a privacy-compliant manner? Well, this largely frames up the capability that we have around global pharmacy and our data-driven approach in this area. Now, this is a proprietary capability that we have within Inventive, and as I mentioned, it's global, it's very targeted for the reasons above, and it's direct-to-patient outreach, which really helps to drive fast and efficient enrollment. So now just getting into some of the specifics around pharmacy. So we have been employing a pharmacy-centric approach now for our business for several years at this point, and a lot of this is really predicated on the fact that it provides a robust data source, and we'll get into the specifics of the data a little bit more in just a couple of slides. and it really represents a desirable channel for patient outreach. And a lot of that is due to the changing dynamics within healthcare. So first of all, patients have a lot more access to their local pharmacist than they do to their primary care physician. And they tend to visit their pharmacies, more than 12 times the number of times they actually visit their primary care doctor over the course of a year.